from idea to apparel. Today we'll be tackling the big question: what are the basics of a t-shirt business and how can I get started? So buckle up, let's jump into this video. So yeah, stay to the end because I got the heat press fired up and I got some heat transfers and a blank t-shirts. I'll show you exactly step by step how you can print your very first t-shirt. Now, t-shirts can be a fun and profitable venture for you to jump into, especially with a bit of creativity, a little bit of strategy, and having the right business method. You are going to be able to get your idea out onto a canvas that people are going to be able to self-express with. People are going to be able to love it, and people cannot wait to wear it and share that same vision that you have. So t-shirts is a profitable venture for anybody to start today. So let's start with the basic fundamentals of a t-shirt business. There are three key elements that you must consider when you're starting your t-shirt business. It's going to be the design, the material, and the business model. So the first of those elements is going to be designs. Design is going to be the heart of your t-shirt business, because if nobody can relate to that design, nobody's going to buy it, right? So you can have designs such as like pop culture, you can have inspirational quotes, you can have themes type designs, you can have single color designs, you can have multiple color designs. No matter what, the design is going to be the key part of your t-shirt business. It is like the number one important thing, right? Without a design, nobody's going to buy it unless you're into selling blank t-shirts. All right, so you need to understand what are the things to look for with designs. Are you going to be the one to design it, or are you going to be sourcing your designs off of like Etsy or like some other marketplaces, right? So today in 2023, it is actually like easy for you to find designs these days. You don't have to put in the work. You don't even have to learn Photoshop, even though I recommend that you learn the basic of Photoshop so you're able to actually navigate your way into designs, the basic designs. But you don't have to do that nowadays. Nowadays, you can literally go to Etsy. You can go to other platforms like Kiddo, right? All of these are platforms. You can go to Canva, right? People are finding designs all over the place. You just need to understand that this design must attract your ideal client. Okay, so the design is going to be the most important part, like, of all of this process, because if you don't have a good designs that really speaks to your audience, nobody is going to buy. The second fundamental part of your t-shirt business is going to be the material. In this video here, or in this series here, we're going to focus on heat transfers. All right, applying heat transfers, screen printed transfers, digital printed transfers. That's where my expertise is, and that's where I want to guide you to in this series right here. And this happened to be the first video, so we're just talking about the fundamental stuff, right? So we talked about the number one thing, which is going to be the design. The second thing here is going to be that material. And one thing that's going to be key for you is understanding the t-shirt types, right? So you have cotton shirts. Most people off the basic is going to use a cotton t-shirt. These cotton t-shirts are 100%, right? This is a gilding. You can start with gilding. Like, you can go to Fruit of the Loom. You can go to Walmart. You're just at the basics, right? You're trying to understand what are the fundamentals. What do you need? You're going to need some t-shirts. And off the jump right now, I'm gonna give you a bonus to save you some money and some time. You want to go ahead and get a reseller's permit. This is not even into this video right now, but it's not even scripted this way. But I'm going to tell you to save money and find your t-shirts at this fundamental stage right now. Go ahead and get yourself a reseller's permit so that you're able to grab t-shirts wholesale from companies like SNS Activewear, Alpha Broder. All those companies there are the ones that's going to help you, but it will not help you if you don't have a reseller's permit. Then the next thing now to go with those t-shirts is going to be heat transfers. These happen to be screen printed transfers. You can get digital screen transfers. You can get DTF transfers, but it's easy to use the transfers because all you need now are these heat transfers, the t-shirts we just talked about, and the equipment. The only equipment you're going to need right now is going to be a heat press. Okay, so the heat press you see sitting right behind me right here is exactly what you would need. One of these doesn't have to be the same exact one, but you need a heat press. I started off with a heat press right from Amazon. I ran that heat press for about 5-6 years until somebody sent me a a digital heat press, auto open and all of that. And that was the Jodo 16 by 20, right? But from the beginning, you're just going to need some dope designs, right? Either you're making them, right? You got graphic design skills, or you're going to grab your designs from Etsy. You're going to grab your designs from Kittle. You're going to grab your designs from Canva, right? But to do that, you're going to need a basic understanding of design. So you might need to go ahead and jump into Photoshop, start learning Photoshop a little bit. Photoshop just released a whole bunch of new technology with AI now. I also released a video to that. I can link up above somewhere. Go ahead and check out that video and see how you can now start learning the basic of Photoshop so you can start taking your t-shirt business up a little bit. If you find value to this video, don't forget, let me know in the comments. Also, hit the like button one time. If you haven't subscribed, and hit the bell button there, I would suggest you do that because we got tons of information that's coming to you in this series right here. The heat press is the most important part of this journey here. Okay, everything that we're going to learn in this series, everything that we're going to do moving forward, it's going to be based around the heat press. Because one thing I can tell you, most people that are starting off the t-shirt business, they think that you need to start off as a screen printer, or you need to go ahead and get all the fancy equipment. I want to tell you right now, all of those things are just myths. All you need is a heat press, some good quality blanks, and some good quality heat transfers. Third piece of this element here is going to be the business model. It is important for you to understand the business model here, right? And that goes from the type of business you want to be, the type of marketing strategies you have, where you're going to sell your t-shirts at. All of those things there adds up within the business model, right? So beginning in this stage here, you want to understand, are you going to sell custom t-shirts, or are you going to be a custom brand? There are two different things, and there's a big difference there. Don't get caught up thinking, oh, I'm going to sell custom t-shirts and sell a brand altogether. You have to choose a lane and go with it. First, when I started a business, I did a custom order for a friend, right? And then, like, in the line of practicing, I started to find myself going more towards a brand, right? So I started the brand, Tornville, and then people started to ask for the brand to be customized. And the custom stuff started to come in, and people wanted more custom stuff. I started to connect with businesses and churches. And next thing I knew, we had a custom business. All right. So the brand dropped off, fell off, wasn't making money, and the custom was making money. So I want you to understand right now, what model are you finding yourself in? Are you looking to start a brand, which means you're starting a specific clothing brand to specific niche, or are you going to start a business creating custom apparels for businesses, offices, brand owners, and all of that? All right. So that's the first thing I want you to think about right now as we talked about the business model. Going to be a brand owner, or you're going to sell custom apparels. Those are two different things. I need you to figure that out right now as you start planning this business right here as your t-shirt, as a t-shirt decorator, right? Is it a brand or is it custom? Two different things. Figure that out. And then we're going to talk about where you're going to sell it. Are you going to sell it at live shows? Are you going to sell it online on your own website? Are you going to show up at flea markets? Like, how are you going to get these t-shirts in front of people so that they can get you money in exchange of the shirts? All right, because you got some dope designs. You're only using screen printed transfers. All you need is a heat press. All of those things that are the fundamentals of starting your t-shirt business, right? So again, to review these once again, there are going to be three key elements to starting your t-shirt business. Number one, it's going to be the design. Where are you going to do it? Are you going to be the graphic designer? Are you going to outsource it? Are you going to find it on Etsy? Are you going to use other platform that allows you to use that design for print on demand and stuff like that? Or like, what are you going to do to get designs? The second element here is going to be, what print method are you going to do? I would recommend that you follow my process and my steps, growing your business with heat transfers, right? Screen printer heat transfers. All you need is a heat press to do this right here, right? The third part now is going to be the business model. You're going to be known for as a clothing brand, or you're going to be known the one to supply clothing brands, right? Find your area, find your expertise, and run with it. Where are you going to sell this stuff? Is it an online website? If it's an online website, I recommend you use Shopify. If you're going to sell live, I recommend you get yourself a certain designs, know where you're going at, to what event, find designs that go around that, grab some screen printer transfers, print on demand at the site. You don't have to prepare before, right? Find out if you go into a flea market, see if there's a way you can bring power, right? You might have to run a generator so that you're printing on site. The on-site print has a different type of vibe, and people really loves that. If you find value to this video, don't forget, let me know in the comments. Also, hit the like button one time. If you haven't subscribed, and hit the bell button there, I would suggest you do that because we got tons of information that's coming to you in this series right here.